Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's the Question Queens with Poppy and Debbie. I'm so happy to have you back. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, definitely hit that right now because you might forget later on. Today we are doing. I need a drum roll.
You can add that in post.
How's that? Rapid
Post production, that's what
questions.
that's called. You can add a drum roll in post.
Rapid Poppy questions. I love this. Okay, so how this works is I just ask her a bunch of questions really fast and then she answers them as fast as she can because she's that good.
Yeah.
Aren't you, Poppy? You are.
Something like that.
Something like that.
We'll see.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready,
Your brain focused?
more or less.
Did you flutter your eyelashes? Okay. All right. Let's get with it.
Much as I do. As much as I'm willing to do.
Okay. What can you learn in just a few minutes that will help you throughout your life?
What can you learn in just a few minutes? Controlled breathing.
Control breathe. See, I would have never
I mean, I don't do a lot, so
I would have never guessed that. What is that?
like just to calm yourself down or when you're feeling stressed out or whatever. Like for me, what I do is I breathe in to a count of 5, hold it for a count of 5, and let it out for a count of 5.
Oh, so that's like that breathing thing that the Navy SEALs do.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever that's called.
when I'm doing
Ooh,
good
that's a
at
good
it, I
one.
can get it up to 7. I'm sure there's people that can do way better than that. But like when I'm upset or feeling stressed out or something like that,
Yeah.
I can't. I can usually inhale to a count of 5 and hold to a count of 5, but I can't seem to exhale to a count of 5. I
I
got to do
do
it a
that
couple times.
when I'm trying to get my heart rate back down. I do that breathing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it's called, but we'll just call it
Yeah.
controlled breathing. Okay, next question. What's the best question or slash answer you've ever received in your life? And it could be anything.
Um, Best question. A question that I always like to ask people. Like I started off asking people this when they worked for me. So you try to figure out what motivates people.
Uh-huh.
Say, if money didn't matter, education didn't matter, experience didn't matter, but you had to get up every day and you had to go somewhere for a market, what would you do? And I always loved asking people that question. But the
That's
best,
a great question.
yeah, the best that ever worked was I used to work at the Urban League, and we had a senior jobs program, and there was 2 people that worked for me, and I asked them
Mhm.
both that question.
That's a really good question.
One girl said she'd like to work with kids and plan events.
Aw.
That's a good, honest answer. The other girl said, I just want to work in an office. And I was like, okay. But then once I got to know her,
Look, I would be like, I just want to pet some puppies and have some chicken nuggets. Can we just make that a job?
once I got to know this lady, she, like when as soon as the phone rang, she knew who was on the phone. She knew I asked about their kids. Like she was very much a people person.
Yeah.
And so again, this is a jobs program. We're supposed to be talking about what kind of job you want. And so I
Petting
said,
puppies
if
and
I could get you a job making however much you want an hour, but it's 40 hours a week filing other people's work, would you enjoy that? And she said, no. I said, you don't just want to work in an office.
right.
So she and I talked about what it really was that got her excited, got her going. And then the next time it came around for her to try to find something else, she got a job at the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. I think she still works there. She's won some hospitality awards. And
Wow.
but when she started, her job was when you took the tour and you came to do your bourbon tasting, she set them up. And
Huh.
she said she loved it.
Oh, I did a bourbon tasting once.
Yeah, she got to ask everybody, where you from, what brought you here, blah blah blah, and she loved it. And then those people left, and she never saw them again, and new
That's
people would
great.
come.
Well,
And
that's a
so,
great question that people could ask themselves too.
yes, yeah, it's
All right.
something to
Well,
think about. Okay,
okay.
next rapid.
Next one. What's the weirdest dream you've ever had? And I know that's really might be hard to think of. Or you can say funniest or weirdest or whatever.
I've had a couple weird ones. Like they just don't make no sense at all, but I can't necessarily remember them. The ones that that I remember, my best dream that I definitely remember was about a year before I left the Urban League. And this dream was just like so amazing. I was walking along a beach, like you can totally relate to that. It was
I
great.
can.
But I was having a hard time walking. And in my dream, I'm thinking, what is wrong? Why is this so hard? Everything is so hard. And then I thought, are my feet trying to come up? So it was like I was having to force my feet down to the ground. And in my dream, I thought, can I fly?
Was the dog on your legs?
No, it was that I could fly. And I was trying to force myself onto the ground when really I could fly. And in my dream, I just took off. Ooh.
You would make a cute fairy.
I,
You would. Oh, and by the way, we did not plan this Jersey
yes.
Top Day.
This is not the new uniform.
I know. We did not plan it, and we both wore this, and we just got on camera because she's in Louisville and I'm in North Myrtle Beach, and just bloop.
Yep. And I had we haven't talked about, we don't have any wardrobe guys for this show.
Yeah, no, we don't.
I wore a shirt to work today, and then I was getting this ready, I thought, I think I already wore this shirt. I can't remember. And so I put this on.
Look, I've got like 10 tops here. And I'm sitting there going,
we're gonna repeat.
there's only so many times I can get on this camera and not have the same shirt on. Like it's gonna happen.
The first 3 or 4 times I was like, is that the same shirt?
It is what it
all
is.
the same color. But
yeah, I know you don't like all my blue, but you know what it's.
Do you want to hear about my most terrible dreams or?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, of all my family, I've never dreamed of anybody being dead or in real bad trouble, except for I've had 2 dreams where my youngest son, one, something terrible happened to him in my dreams. The first one, I fell asleep watching Saving Private Ryan, which is a movie I still have not watched all the way through.
Yeah, that's gonna give you a really bad dream.
Yeah, but let me tell you what my dream was. In my dream, I'm in in the dark, and then light, it comes in like a spotlight on me, and then another spotlight is a policeman walking toward me, and he tells me that JT is dead. And I burst into tears and I'm crying hysterically, and I said, can I see him? And the policeman says, we're still looking for his parts.
We're still looking for what?
His parts.
His what?
Parts.
Yeah, that was definitely from that movie. Don't ever watch that movie
No,
again.
I couldn't watch it. And then my other dream.
That's terrible.
My
parts.
other dream where I dreamed something bad happened to him was I was on like a walking bridge over a really deep ravine, canyon, something like that. And it was full of people. There were so many people around me. And on this canyon thing, there was like little ledges and there were people doing stuff. And my sons were on one of those ledges. And the oldest son was fishing. And the youngest son went to grab the fishing pole. And like any brother would do, my oldest son went like this and jerked it away from him. And he fell in the water. And the oldest son looks up at me on the bridge and then jumps in the water. And I'm like pushing all these people out of the way to get to the edge so that I can jump in the water. And when I get to him, I can grab Austin and put him up on the ledge easy. But I can never get down to JT. And he's at the bottom of this.
Oh my gosh.
Looking up at me like.
Oh, he's looking up at. That's terrible.
Terrible.
That is terrible. Okay. Well, that's the weirdest dream. What's the most fun childhood memory you have?
There was a lot of things that happened on this, but when I was a kid, my dad worked at Ford, so they had the 2-week shutdown. And on one of those 2-week shutdowns, we drove across the country to California, spent like a week in California, and then drove back. There was a lot of fun things that happened during that time. We went to Knott's Berry Farm. That was fun. My uncle took us up in an airplane. We went to Vegas. Now, I was too young to gamble, but we stayed at this hotel, which isn't there anymore. And it had underwater peepholes. Like if you were outside of the pool, you could.
Oh, that's cool.
See people in the pool.
Yeah.
And me and my sister and my dad had a blast swimming around and getting out of the pool to look at the people in the pool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Well, I never would have thought that you would take kids to Vegas when they were little, but.
Well, we were driving back from California and it was my dad, my mom, and my uncle, me and my sister in a
Mhm.
Pinto station wagon. So you probably couldn't do this today,
My gosh,
but
did you say a Pinto station wagon?
Pinto station wagon, and we drove across country and back with me and my sister in the back station wagon part.
You know, my first car was a Pinto. Army green Pinto. We played a game one time when I was in high school, how many people we could fit in that Pinto.
Oh, fun,
And I'm
fun.
just gonna let you know there's a whole lot. And it's a very small car. The last question is, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
I always say that my character trait that I have the least is perseverance. I can very easily be like, forget it, I don't want it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but honestly, being honest, don't you think that's just laziness though?
is it? I mean, the
'Cause, I
same thing.
mean, you and I both know you are, and it's cool. I don't care if you are or not.
I mean,
I love you no matter what.
I definitely am lazy,
But
but
don't you think that's it though? It's not the like lacking perseverance because you're lazy, or
I don't know how they might be intertwined. It may be
it might be.
laziness is the other side of, like, if you don't, if perseverance, you have so little perseverance. Now the negative side of it is that you're lazy.
I think it has to do with how important it is to you. Because you can
Oh,
be
because
very
I move things down in
persevere,
importance if it gets too hard.
not when it comes to a peaceful life.
Well, that's true. But it ain't
Then
never
you
been that hard.
persevere. Do what?
I mean, it's never, I mean, I don't know. How hard could it be
It's very
for
hard.
not
Sometimes you have
struggle?
to tell people no. You have to
But I
put
don't
your
care.
work away. You have to not bring things home. You have to do a lot of things to have
Yeah,
a peaceful life.
but most of that involves not
Saying
doing
no.
things.
I
Like,
know, but that's a lot of pressure.
I don't know.
Look, like that one story you told me, and then the next day you're like, oh, I should have, like, why did I think I could just put all that work down? It puts more pressure on you, but you know what you want from the time you leave
I know.
work, a peaceful life. I admire that. I think that's a great goal. Ever since you said it,
But
I think.
I'm not into persevering.
Well, anyway, that was the rapid questions. So you all can answer those questions. And if you have any great answers of any of those questions, put them in the comments. Let us know what your answers are. And I should probably answer those in the comments too, but I don't really think I can't think on the ball like she does. I'd be still on the same
Plenty
question.
of time. So
Like,
what's your
What
weird?
can you learn in 10 minutes that'll help you in life? And I'm sitting there going,
To tie a good knot? I could teach you. I mean, somebody that knows how to tie knots.
eye contact. Like, and how do you learn eye contact? You know, okay, don't look away. No, don't look away. That's you learn.
Too hard. That's weird.
Look at me again. Don't look away. Is that how you learn good eye contact? You just
I don't
get
know.
yelled at every time you don't make good eye contact? Oh well. Anyway, that's what I would have answered, and yeah, not helpful. But I mean, it is helpful, but I don't know how you learn it.
Right.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's the video. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do that on your way out. And you can hit the like button and any other buttons up there you want to hit. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.